Hi everyone, welcome to Jawaras. In this video, we will continue working on the previous project. In the previous video, we have converted Java console application to Maven project. That was still a console application, but we have connected to the database. We wrote some SQL queries in the product repository class, and then we were able to save and fetch products. So now in this video, what we are going to do is we are going to convert Maven project into Spring project using Spring Boot, and also we are going to remove many of these SQL queries and we will use Spring Data JPA to fetch or save the product into the database. So you can find all the source code in this GitHub repository. I will put the link in the description. And I would like to thank Telusko for giving confidence to make videos and write articles about different technologies. So he's conducting a 10-day challenge where he's going live almost every day at 9 p.m. IST, and whatever he teaches we need to teach that to others, either through creating videos or creating articles. He is doing a MacBook giveaway, but that should not be your motivation to do something new. Your motivation should be to learn new things and teach those things to others. So now let's get started without any delay. So here is the project from previous video. So this is a Maven project. We have pom.xml file here. We added Postgres JDBC driver here, and in the product repository we have added SQL queries so that we can find the products depending on the given conditions. Now let's create another Spring Boot application. Either you can go to this website start.spring.io, or if your ID provides the functionality to create a Spring Boot project, you can use that as well. Now on this website, I will select Maven as build type, language Java, Spring Boot version 3.1.0, group. Let's select dev.jawaras. Artifact will be day 3 product service. The name I can say product service application for day 3, and description I will give okay. Let's put that in the description. And here I will just say product service. Package name will be calculated automatically. Packaging will be jar and Java version 17. Now let's add some dependency. Since this is not going to be a Java web application, we are not dealing with request and response. It will be a console application only for now. In the next video, we will convert it to the web application. So we don't need this Spring Web dependency. What we need is, since we are using database to store our products, we need to connect to database. For that we need a database driver, and since our database type is Postgres, so we need Postgres and JDBC driver. Search for Postgre, so we get PostgreSQL driver. We need that. Also, as I mentioned, we are not using queries. We will use JPA. So use Spring Data JPA and click on generate. It will download a zip file. Now Now I will move that zip file from downloads to this folder. So now we have zip file here. Now we need to unzip this file. Then we can remove this zip file. And if you see what is inside this directory, you can see we have pom.xml file just like we had in Maven. This is where we define our project structure, project's name, description, packaging, and like every configuration and dependencies. This is source file where we write most of our code, and we have this Maven wrapper here. That means Spring internally uses Maven or Gradle, and we have specified Maven here. Now let's open this product in this folder in ID. I will go here, click on File, Open, and I will select this folder, click on Open. I will open it in new window because we need to copy some files from previous project to here. So you will see some progress bar here, like Maven importing something. That's fine. So you can see it has started downloaded something and it has finished already. Now we can see in the main function we have product service application. So we can just run this application and should work. Let's run it. Obviously it won't do anything, it will just run. Now you can see we are getting some error called fail to configure a database URL. Since we are using uh, yeah, since we are using Spring Boot Starter Data JPA, we are using Spring Data JPA, so we need to configure our database. Go to application.properties file. Here we can configure our database. We need to put three properties here: database name, username, and password. Spring dot data source dot URL. So this is the URL of the data source which we need to connect to the database, and this is the same which we used in the previous project, which is Maven project. Paste it here. Then another thing we want is a username, which is here, since we have given it, and then pass. We are going to use the same database which we used in the previous project, so configuration everything will be same. So but before that, let's see whether this database is running or not. So and if you remember, we are running this Postgres database inside a Docker container. So and yeah, so here the Docker is running. If not, then first we make sure that Docker is running, then do docker ps. You can see our database is running. So and let's connect to the database using pgadmin. Open pgadmin. Okay, so let's connect. Remove this, create register. Let's remove server and see how we connect to the server from starting. Okay, so I will click on dashboard, click on add new server. Now you can go and give anything as server name. I will give Zavarus. Go to connection. Now here will be host name, which is localhost. This is maintenance database. Keep it as Postgres. Username will be user. Password is which we specified while running the Docker container. Okay. I messed up the layout, so I clicked on pgadmin for reset layout. So now I am able to see the servers. So we can see Java server here, and it has in the tables it has product table. Let's click on query tool and execute queries to see what are all the products here. Okay, select star from product, and yeah, there are these products. Let's remove all products. So delete from product, run it. Everything has been removed. So if we run select query again, we see no product is here. Okay, so that means we are able to connect to the database, and there are no products in the database. So now let's copy the files from previous project. I will copy model and service. Let's copy everything. This package. Okay, let's go to model, and yeah, we don't see any error, so it's working fine. Go to repository. We see some error here because package name for this product is incorrect. That should be dev dot javaras dot day3 product service dot model dot product. And now it's fine. Go to service. Sorry, service product service. Here again we need to end this dev dot javaras dot day3 product service. Dev dot javaras dot day3 product service. Okay. Go to product service application and copy the content from this product service application. Let's copy from here to here. Okay, I think we can close this project, and we have day3 project. Now that being said, let's import this and import product as well. Now let's run find all only to see whether this is working or not. I will comment. I won't add any product here. I just want to see all the products. All products, and run it again. Yeah, you can see we should see all products, but there are no products because our database is our table is empty. There are no products. But if we add these products, let's add these products to the database. Yeah, that means all the existing functionality is working. Existing functionality is working fine. But we are adding product to the database and retrieving them from the database using SQL queries. But we want to use Spring Data JPA to do that. For that, let's close these files. We don't need them anymore. Go to product. So here, since we are storing this product to the database, this product is an entity, and we need to tell JPA that product is an entity using entity annotation. Let's annotate product with entity. Now product is entity, and every entity should have one unique field, and that unique field should be denoted by ID annotation, and we have ID for that, so ID, and we need to tell JPA how this ID should be generated. For that we have another annotation which is generated value. This has one parameter strategy, we need to tell what should be the strategy to generate this ID, and we want all IDs to be unique. That means there should be identity. So you can say generation type dot identity. So now all the identities will be different. So no two products will have same identity, and that was already happening in our database. Now we have these. So with these fields, so these fields will become as columns. Now let's comment out these lines. Otherwise, these products will be added again to the database. I have commented these. And now go to product repository. Now since we are using JPA, so we can before that, before that, let's see here. Yeah, this application. So now I want to discuss something called like beans in the Spring framework. So in the Spring framework, generally we don't need to make objects of services, repository, these kind of things. Spring will already manage that. What we need to do is, instead of initializing it here, we can tell Spring to provide us an instance of product service. For that we need something called context, and this method, this Spring application.run method gives us that context. I will click on this hint, click on introduce local variable, and you can see its type is configurable application context. I will name it context, and here I will say context.get bean. And what should be the type of bean? Product service dot class. So this is the bean type. Now what Spring will do is it will give us a bean of type product service dot class. Okay, let's run it. Yeah, here we can see no qualifying bean of type dev.jawaras dot product service, because this only tells Spring to give us a bean. It don't tell Spring framework to create a bean, but we need to create a bean to get the bean. So for that we need to tell Spring framework to create a bean of type product service, and that we do in product service class. So let's annotate product services at the rate service annotation. Now if we annotate it with at the rate service, Spring will automatically create a bean of type product service, and then whenever we want, Spring will provide us that bean. If we run it, we can see we are getting all the products. Now again you can see here we are creating a object or repository. We want to create that, we will let Spring create that, but we need to tell Spring that Spring needs to create an object, so that we do in product repository. So we can annotate it with repository, and now we need to tell Spring that we need a bean of product repository, so we can say auto-wired. What auto-wired do is it will automatically fetch a bean of type product repository and assign that bean to this repository variable. So that's how it works. Run it again, it will work fine. Okay, that being said, now let's come to the part of JPA. So here you can see at the rate service and at the rate repository. So there are multiple type of annotations in Spring framework. If you want to learn more about that, you can go through this article which I wrote yesterday. So that explains some of the most commonly used annotations in Spring framework, and when to use which one and which one should prefer. So that's all. Now let's come to the part of JPA. So we have annotated with entity, and but we are still writing SQL queries in product repository, but we don't want to do that. What should we do? Let's delete all this code from here. Keep this one. We may need later. Delete all the code. Okay. So now let's go to product service. Now to make a repository, JPA repository, instead of class we say interface. And product repository, this should extend another interface which is JPA repository, and it is generic interface. It takes two types. One is what is the type of entity, which is product. Second is what is the type of primary key in product, which is integer. Okay. Now if you go to product service, you see there is no error in product repository.save method because JPA repository already has many methods. You can see JPA repository has save and flush, save all and flush, delete, get one, get by ID, get reference by ID, find all. So there are many methods which are already defined in JPA repository, so we don't need to define those in product repository. So this JPA is able to handle basic SQL just by looking at the name of the method. Now let's say we want to get all the products. So but we are returning a stream. So let's say instead of stream, return list only. So that makes sense. So you see, find all method is also already there, because generally what does find all mean? That select star from the table name. That will be the that JP is able to write SQL query itself. We don't need to write that. Now we need get product by name. So we need only one product by name. And we as we saw in the JPA repository, there was no method called find by name, but we can create that. Let's say product find by name, and we will give it name, and done. What we are saying that find by name. So JPA can infer that we want to find by name. That means select star from product where name equal to something, and that something will be this name which we will pass in this method. And the return type is product. That means we want only one product. So JPA will automatically include limit 1 at the end of SQL query, because it doesn't make sense to scan whole table if we have already found a product. But here if it was list of product, then it will get all the products with that name, but it will get only one product, and we will return that. So this will find by name, and that will work fine. Okay, now let's go here, get products by location. Now we need multiple products by location, not only one product. So here instead of returning product, we will return list of product. List product find by location. Just like find by name, it will do select star from like table name where location equal to this parameter. And since we are returning stream here, let's convert it back to list. So we will return this list here. Let's comment out these two methods for now and go here. You can see for get all, instead of stream, let's do list. All products, and the let's append size here, and now we can say product dot for each, and yeah, if that's working. Now we need to get a product by name, so we will get MacBook charger here. We will print that. Get all products by location. We don't need to declare it again. Products, so we'll do product service dot get product by location brown table. All the products placed on brown table, and number of products on brown table. So that should work. Let's rerun it. Make sure we are not adding products again to the database. We got some error. Product service dot java 21 repository dot find all. No default constructor for entity dev dot java dot okay. So whenever we create this entity, we need a default constructor. Create that. Public product. This is default constructor. Should work fine now. It does. So all products 19, and there are 19 products, and we got this product MacBook charger here by name, and number of products on brown table 0. Why is it 0? Because we are searching for products with location brown table. If you see, the T is small. By default, PostgreSQL like does case sensitive search using strings. If we say T here, capital T, let's print here as well. Product by name, and add a new line here. That it's easy. Run it again. Here now you can see we have 19 products, product by name, MacBook charger, and number of products on brown table 9. Okay, now we have two more. We have two more methods. Get product by text, which means we need to match with name or type or location. Whatever match, we need to return that product. And another is get products with expired warranty. Now in this video I will do this one, because this will need custom SQL query. We need to write a SQL query by ourselves, but we don't need to do all these things which we did here, like these many things. And this product also has like 10 or something lines, but instead we will just write SQL, and JPA will automatically run the SQL and do everything for us. Let's do that. So let's uncomment this thing. Don't need to declare it here. Get products by text. Okay, let's go here and this find by text. Okay, let's create a method find by text here. It will be list of product find by text. Text. So let's text here. Now there is no column called text, so this method will fail. We can even run it, and you can see incompatible types cannot be converted to stream. Okay, yeah, because we are returning stream. Let's return list. Now run it again. We got this exception because no property text found for type product. Product doesn't have column or field called text, so it won't work. We need to write custom SQL for that. For that we have an annotation called query. two values. First is the SQL query, which is this one. Second is we need to tell whether this is a native SQL query or not. So there are two types of SQL query. One is native and another one is like something JPQL, but this is SQL. So we'll just say native query true. And yeah, instead of these things, we need to tell like that what will come instead of this placeholder, the first parameter. So we'll write one here. This is also first parameter. This is first parameter of this method. If there are like three parameters, then it will be one. It would have been two, and it would have been three. But all are one, so only one parameter. So I will do. Yeah, that means the first this placeholder will be replaced by first parameter of this method, which is text. This placeholder will be replaced with first parameter of the method, which is also text, and so on. So now this will work. So okay, so that should work. Let's run again. And number of products are 2. So we are able to search by text. We search for laptop, so we the type laptop is matching. Now let's search for something called drawer. So this drawer, and let's comment out, or let's not comment out anything. Let's just search for drawer. You can see number of products is 0, but we have many products in our database. I run this query again. Yeah, we have many products with drawer, first drawer, fourth drawer, second drawer, and there are something drawer keys. They should have been matched, but it's not matching because we are just saying the name like $1 and $1 is text. That means name like drawer. So it will do exact matching, but we want that drawer should be substring. That means there can be any number of characters before drawer, and then can be any number of characters after drawer. So for that, if you remember, we done this thing percent before text and percent after text. This means this will match any number of characters. That means from the product service, instead of text, we can pass percent text and then percent. So we will pass this. Let's run it again. And we can see we found 9 products. So 8 of them has drawer in their location and one has drawer in their name. That's how the JPA works. So now let's recap what we have done in this video. In this video, we have converted a Maven project to a Spring Boot project. And then we have added, like while creating the project only, we have added dependency for PostgreSQL and JDBC driver and Spring Data JPA, so that we don't need to write SQL queries and handle database connection statement, prepared statement query, these kind of things. So it will be automatically handled by Spring Data JPA. But if only method name is not sufficient to build SQL query, we can write our own SQL query as well. So as you can see here, using @query parameter, we are able to pass our SQL query. That means we even even after using uh, this Spring Data JPA, we are able to use, or we can use all the functionalities or all the capabilities of the database. We are not losing anything here. And we have seen like how to annotate any class to make it entity with an entity and ID annotations. And also we have seen dependency injection in Spring Framework, like when to use annotations, where to use annotations. And For more reading on annotation, you can read this article. Now one more thing. Here, instead of @service, we can use component annotation as well. And same for repository, this also can be replaced with component. Now, both repository and service annotations use component annotations only. There is no difference in these three annotations. They are all same. It's just that whenever someone else reads the code, they can understand that what is the responsibility of this class. For example, when there is a service annotation, they will recognize that this class handles business um, rules or services, anything. If the annotation is repository, then that class or interface handles all the database operations. But now let's say you have a class which is neither used for service or nor it is meant for database connections, but still you want a Spring framework to create bean of it, then you can use @component annotation. But wherever possible, try to use @service and uh, repository annotations to make the code clear. Yeah, and in the next video, we will convert this console application into a web application where we will be able to send request to the server and we can send response back from the server. So, and we will use some tool to see that or everything in action. Again, thank you very much for watching the video. Please like, share and subscribe. I will meet you in the next video.